Past May, I asked the board, actually before I even came on officially, I asked the board to offer a retirement incentive for we had 31 employees, teachers, certified employees, administrators, that were eligible for retirement. And when you're close to retirement, you make more money, obviously. Asked the board to approve a $7,500 incentive. We had one of 31 people we offered this to, all were eligible for retirement, to take us up on that offer. We weren't trying to run off anybody, but we were trying to reduce our budget with the population that maybe could afford to do that, retire rather than lose their jobs. I think that's a sign of the times. Even people that are retirement age are worried about where they might be if they have to go into retirement. So it didn't work, but we tried that. This is a little awkward for me, but it's been brought up to, really not to my attention, but to some board members, and some calls come in, so I want to address it. When I interviewed with the board, and the board offered me this position, they were aware that my wife's a teacher. And part of the agreement to come to Emanuel County was to be employment for Mrs. Joy Pratt. There's been a practice of that in Emanuel County. And glad to say there has been, most recently, because I have not met a more competent and enthusiastic, energetic educator in the Emanuel County schools than Melanie Fry. She is wonderful, and she is still working for us. She is one of the people that I'll show in a minute that actually has moved off of our local expenses onto our federal expenses. We moved several teachers through stimulus money. So she's not costing us locally, and I don't mean to make an issue of her, except to say that she's a wonderful teacher. Emanuel County has a policy that says superintendent and principals must live in the county. To me, living somewhere means to be a part of that community. My wife and I made a commitment to come to Emanuel County. We left a mortgage in Barrow County, a solid one that I think I'll probably hold for a couple of years. I don't think I'll get it sold anytime soon. But I wanted to be a full-fledged member of this community, and could not do that on one side. Impossible. Wouldn't have considered it. On top of that, I don't mean to brag, but Ms. Kraft is probably a lot better educator than I am. She's been a teacher of the year in 2 different school systems, and she's not a journeyman looking for a job. With her resume of success, she would have no problem gaining employment. Mr. Fry, Butch Fry, made the recommendation to the board as superintendent to hire her. I assigned her at ECI, and I did that based on this. I went and met with Dr. Carlisle at the middle school. I met with Mr. Greenway at the high school, and I met with Mr. English at ECI, asking them, with Mrs. Kraft's certification, which had the greatest need for a music teacher, and which had the greatest need for an additional teacher to help the school schedule in total. Swainsboro Middle and Swainsboro High shares a chorus teacher. ECI didn't have a chorus teacher at the middle school or high school. Mr. English demonstrated the greatest need musically, and he also demonstrated the greatest need schedule-wise for an additional teacher. It's quite a task at ECI to lay a middle school schedule on top of a high school schedule and make it work in the same building with teachers that teach both ways. And when I mean crossover teachers, our elective and exploratory teachers have to teach both middle school and high school. And so that was how the decision was made there. And Mr. English walked in. If you don't mind, sir, I just asked Mr. English to speak to the growth and the new opportunities there at ECI. If you'll come up, please. Come on up. This is recorded, Mr. English. You can't speak from back there. I know you want to hide.
First of all, I appreciate you letting me come and talk with you. Again, Dr. Kraft just said that as principal, when he was principal, he had a superintendent come in when the cuts came in and said, here are the cuts. Okay. And as building level principal, I am not privy to state funding allotments and local funding sources which add to teachers to Emanuel County Institute. Sometimes we get what we get, and we make it work. Class sizes sometimes are elevated by what we have. Our numbers have fluctuated. 3-4 years ago when I first got here, we were somewhere around 535 students. Last year we ended the year with 635 students, but as far as teacher allotments and all those things, I'm not privy to that information. As a 612 school that operates 2 schools, which is a middle and a high, under one roof, we do have unique needs that are uncommon to any other school in the county. Currently, Mrs. Kraft teaches chorus and music appreciation to our middle and high school students. There are currently 300 students that rotate through a 9-wheel rotation to allow us to have a middle school concept, which is the common thing, the end thing that most schools run. It's research-based. It allows teachers to, content area teachers in the middle school to have common planning, also team planning to be able to discuss the needs for our students. So she teaches 300 students in that way. She teaches 35 middle school students in chorus, and 35, and that's in high school, and 35 high school students in chorus. So there's roughly somewhere around 375 students that will be touched in that capacity. It is our goal this year that they will perform in performances throughout the year and compete whenever possible with schools in the area. Fine arts courses such as business education, family consumer science, agricultural science, technology, art, chorus, and foreign language does afford our students an educational experience that is both well-rounding and rewarding. These exploratory classes allow our school to operate a true middle school concept, true middle school, and a true high school. Like I said, I see familiar faces, and if you have a child that goes to school there, you know we have a 6-8 school, and we have a 9-12 school. Again, I'm not as a building level principal, I make it work there, okay? And I'll continue to make it work there. So, but we're proud to have our fine arts classes, and the program is growing. So.